Man, Sketchpad, you know what it is. We back, man. Like, share, subscribe to the page. Hit the thumbs up button if you like the content. You know what it is. The usual thing. We trying to reach 1 million subscribers on this channel too. So, you know what I'm saying? This is a little bit different from Torture Talk. It's different from Combat Combo and Bars Wrestling Media. This is different. This is more on the lines of social events that happen, current events, and funny things that we come across in life. And here's a funny story for you guys. And I said it first on this podcast. So, you know what I'm saying? If you see me in the back alley somewhere, just know it was on the Sketchpad podcast. So recently I hurt my arm in the gym. So I'm lifting weights, I'm pretty big now. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to be this big, but it is what it is. And I don't know how I did it, but I know I did something and I tore something in my back or my shoulder. And I've been having this excruciating pain shooting from my neck all the way down to my hand. So I'm like, well, what the fuck is going on? Excuse me, but this is a family friendly show. What is going on, right? So, I go online and I'm reading some of the stuff that people were saying online. So I'm panicking. I'm like, it's like they said, if it's your left arm, then there's something to do with your heart. You could be having a mini heart attack. And I'm like, what's a mini heart attack? So I'm looking that up. And then it's like, you could be having a heart attack or you could be having a stroke. You know what I mean? Sometimes it takes weeks. Say, oh, do you have any tightness in your chest? Well, that could be too late because if you have tightness in your chest and shortness of breath, that means you're having a heart attack. Call 911 right away. So I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm not really having no tightness in my chest, but I ain't having no shortness of breath. But you know how sometimes you feel like if they tell you this, you probably think like, well, maybe that last week, I probably did have a little bit of tightness in my chest. I don't know. It felt kind of funny. So you thinking like, yeah, well, might feel funny, right? So last night, I'm going through this pain and it was just unbearable. It was kind of like somebody was trying to pull my arm off. It was so bad, yo. I never felt no pain like this. Not even a toothache. I had a toothache years ago when I was a child, and that was bad pain. But this pain here, bro, it felt like there was somebody putting my arm through like a grinder, bro. It was extremely bad. So I couldn't take it no more. So I was like, I can't take this. I can't even sit down. So I goes to the hospital. I get to the hospital and I do all the stuff. Then I get in the back and the doctor, he's like, what's going on today, buddy? And I'm like, nothing, man. So I think I pulled a muscle or something, ripped the torso or something. I say, cause I can't barely lift. I can't do nothing. My arm is just in this pain. So he's like, is your left arm? And I'm like, yeah. And he was like, what did you read online? And I'm like, what you mean? He like, what did you read online? And I remember you told me something because I told you about the story, and you said, don't be listening to everything you read online. So I get to the doctor. He said the same exact thing. He said, listen, don't be listening to everything you read online. He said because he said they give you the worst scenario. First of all, because people want you to come to their page. He said they give you the worst scenario. He said what they said, it was something about your heart, right? And I'm like, yeah. They said you probably going to have a heart attack. And I was like, yeah. I said, yeah. He was like, yeah. He said, yeah, that's the common. He said, don't get me wrong. It is connected to your heart. He said, but most of the time, if you lift weights, then it's probably because of that. So he felt my shoulder and he was like, he said, I could feel that it's some inflammation there. He was like, yeah. And I said, I could actually see it. He was like, I'm going to give you something for it. Now, I'm just going to say this. I never took drugs, like any type of drugs. Aspirin, nothing. Never. I never took anything, bro. The only time I took something is when I had to. Like if I had an infection, I had to take an antibiotic. Cool. But I never took aspirin. I don't take ibuprofen. I don't take none of that stuff. Over the counter stuff? No, I don't take that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So he comes back and he says, here is, I'm gonna give you a couple of pills. He said the nurse is gonna give you these. He said Advil 800, a steroid, and a muscle relaxer. And we're gonna give you this pad to put on your back, the small pad, and you put that on there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he says this stuff ain't gonna kick in. He's probably gonna kick in about 20 minutes. He said, but just sit here. We're gonna monitor you, and we're gonna come. So they gave me EKG. They found out I was tomorrow. So he comes back. He said, all right, good news. Ain't nothing wrong with your heart. Everything's good. He was like, yeah, it's like I said. I told you what. It's okay. So here's the real story. So we'll let y'all know now, right? I understand why people do drugs, yo. I understand why people get hooked on these pills. I really do. Yo, no more pain.
I know.
It's gone, yo.
I know.
I'm telling you, I never understood why people get addicted to pain pills or muscle relaxers, or any type of these drugs that they give you. I swear to you, it's like I never even had the pain ever, bro. It's gone completely. Now, at that time it was gone. It's still coming back a little bit, but again, this is the reason why people go back to doing them. So, I understand now. So if you see me in the back alleyway, yo man, you got $5, bro, because I'm addicted to these Jones. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm just saying that as a joke, because I would deal with pain before I actually be addicted to drugs. I'm sorry, I would never be addicted to drugs. I've seen the horrors of it. I've been working for the state for so many years, and I seen this. I could never go down that path. I don't care how much my arm hurts. I'll just wait out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry. I couldn't bear myself to see myself like that. And I ain't talking about nobody in a bad way, but I couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? So, but I can understand, man. I understand why people fall into that life, because that, yo, it was like an out of body experience. I wasn't high, but it was like, damn, I don't feel no pain. It was like, what?
I know.
How is that?
Let me tell you. All right. So the same situation you had, I had the same situation twice, but it was dealing with my back. And then the other time it was dealing with inflammation in my stomach. Now, I'm gonna start with the inflammation in my stomach. So this is why I had to change my diet and my lifestyle as far as the way I eat, because you know what I mean, a lot of the stuff I was eating was very acidic. So my stomach became inflamed. It became so inflamed to the point where I was afraid to even eat food.
Yeah.
And some of my favorite foods, you know what I'm saying, which is crazy. And this is how they reel you in. Most of your favorite foods, I guarantee, are super acidic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Most of your favorites. So
spaghetti.
Spaghetti, all your top 10 favorites, I guarantee, are acidic. Yeah. So what happens, and by the way, will be a good time to bring my boy Marte, my brother Marte, you know what I'm saying, the OG, on here to talk about this type of stuff, because he knows. He's very much in the hostilic. So Marte, Mr. Marte, you see this episode, you gotta come on the show and explain to the people about what we talking about right now. But getting back to my story, right? So my stomach was so inflamed to the point where I could not eat a thing. And it was so bad, I had to go to the hospital. So I went to the hospital. No, I went to my doctor, and he checked me out and referred me to a gastro. So I seen the gastro, and they did a procedure where they stuck a tube. First of all, they put me to sleep. Yeah. I ain't like that. I did not like that, not one bit, bro. Being put to sleep, and like I didn't know what was going on, bro. Like I felt, yo. They said, first of all, right? I was out for 20 minutes. That 20 minutes felt like I was out for like 3 hours, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I lied to you not, man. I was gone and I didn't know. Tube was in my mouth, everything. And they was looking at it like one of them cameras is looking down in my stomach. And they told me that's when they explained that my stomach was inflamed, which I knew. And then that's when they told me I had a small hernia.
Yeah.
Now I knew what the hernia came from because like I told you years ago, I used to power lift. So I knew the hernia came from the powerlifting. But they told me that I could combat with this if I listened to them. So they told me that I was going to have to cut out a wide list of food that I'm used to eating. Mm-hmm. And they had like 2 pages worth of these foods. And I was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, yo, like I might as well just go vegan. Like you guys done took out all the major food groups. Like, what do y'all expect me to eat? Yeah. Oh, well, you can eat this, you can go tofu. So I say, well, first of all, I'm not eating no tofu. Okay, tofu, you know what I mean? I don't know what you heard, but tofu is not really as good for you as people try to claim it to be. So I'm not doing that. Yeah, I'm not doing no tofu or nothing like that. So I had to think of other ways to get around this. So I took the medication and it was similar medication. First, I had to take the antibiotics, and I had to take this other med that was for the inflammation. And the inflammation was gone, just like you said, like in 20 minutes, bro. But the funny thing about this medication was this joint had me loopy as hell. Yo, it had me, they told me, like, yo, when you take this med, they say you cannot operate no vehicles, you can't go outside, you can't even go, you like, see, like to dribble and play ball, you can't even do that. And I ain't believe nothing they said, bro. I still went out there to the court. Bro, I was doing the drunken man on the court, bro. People thought I was crazy. I said, yo, my boy was like, yo, Vic, what's wrong with you, man? He's like, yo, what's your problem, bro? I was like, yo, man, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm straight. I'm good. And then I thought about it. I'm fucking good, man. You talking for I'm real good. Yo, I was talking out the side of my mouth and everything, bro. I'm real good. I don't even yo, I don't even know how I got home that day, bro.
That's
like, honestly, I don't even know how I got home that day because I drove. Bad. My peoples didn't have a license. I drove to the court. Yeah. I don't even know how I operate the vehicle properly. And on top of that, yo, what makes things even worse, bro, I had class the next night, and I still had to continue to take the medicine. I still had to get the class, drive the class. I don't even know how I made it to class that night, bro.
Like, yeah, that's wild.
So I know what you're talking about, bro. And I had to take the same medication for my back. You know what I'm saying? So I told myself I had to think of something that will eliminate this medication. And then that's when I talked to Marte. Yeah. And he told me exactly what to do. And I slowly winged myself off those meds, and I started doing the alkaline thing. And since
what type of alkaline water?
Yeah, alkaline water. But I ain't do just any alkaline water. I did alkaline water that he manufactures.
What?
Because
he okay, let me ask you this. He uses a machine?
Yeah, he has
a machine. The Kagan machine?
I don't know if that's what it's called. You know what I mean? I know
a lot about this stuff, bro. Believe it or not.
Yeah.
I know a whole lot about alkaline and acidic. I used to test alkaline. I was gonna do a whole thing. I was gonna sell a Kagan water and everything. Yeah. I know a lot. Wow. My cousin taught me. He taught me everything. Yeah. I know a lot about alkalinity machines. They make them in Japan, some of them in China.
Yeah.
They even got some for the sink. You could put it. You could put a small one on a sink. They cost like $3,000, but they worth it. You could pour alkaline water on a cut, and it will heal your cut, bro. like for like out of a week. Like alkaline water is amazing. The only thing is, if the pH is too high, you can die. Like if you drink alkaline water, I think that's above 10.5, you can literally die from that because the water's too thin and you won't be able to swallow it properly. Because
what
we dealing with here is the water you see in the stores. They say alkaline water. First of all, alkaline doesn't last that long. It only lasts. It's only even some. It depends on what pH it is, but some of them don't even last. Like you be saying, said pH alkaline water, and it comes from Iceland, and it's in a plastic bottle. By the time it get here, it's not alkaline water anymore. It's regular water. You know what I'm saying? But we could talk about that another time. But what you were saying? Finish what you saying? I'm sorry.
Yeah. So anyway, so I started doing the alkaline thing, and it helped me out a lot. Like he definitely knows the pH as far as like where it should be at, and it helped me out a lot. Like that inflammation on my stomach gone, the inflammation on my back gone. I had inflammation on my knees gone. I haven't had the inflammation in my knees in like months, man.
Yeah,
and
it's alkaline water, man.
Yes,
that's why they don't promote that. Coca-Cola and Coca-Cola makes most of the water. Dasani, Coca-Cola makes I think Polish Spring. So they make most of the water, and the water is acidic water. It's just water. It's not basically like if you put a filter in it. It's not like it's Fiji. So Fiji water is probably in Avion. Their water is the best water to drink. That's close as you're gonna get to alkaline, without it actually being alkaline. If you put a tea bag, this is a trick. You put a tea bag in alkaline water, it'll sink to the bottom. But if you put a tea bag in regular water, it'll float at the top. The reason why is because the molecules in the regular water is thicker. And that's why you kind of get sick from it. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to alkaline water, it's thinner and it runs through your body fast and it cleans. That thick water stays with you. Now, that's not to say that people shouldn't drink water. You know what I'm saying? Because you can still drink water. It's better than drinking soda. 100%. Soda is, I actually think it's apple juice, though. Apple juice is the worst thing you can drink. The worst.
Really?
Thing. Yes.
Really?
Apple juice has, for each cup, I think it literally has like 20 grams of sugar for one cup.
Damn.
Apple juice is the worst thing you can drink. Don't ever drink apple juice, especially giving it to your kids. But I want to have a show about that. I want to talk about health on another show. I think that'll be a good topic. We can talk about that another time. But anyway, man, I guess we got to get out of here because this episode is going to go long. Anyway, man, you see me in the back alley, you know what time it is. Give up the goods.